We're working on it.
It's not that I don't want to watch. I really, really do.
No, totally. I've enjoyed having the originals on Google Drive because I can just pull it up on my phone now.
Oh, but that is a great point.
Yeah, so I can just be kind of off to the side and I'm listening. Hello, listeners. In case you're wondering, we are not caught up on the originals. Like we said, I'm on episode 7.
Oh,
so,
that's really good. That's good.
Yeah. So I'm doing better than Stormy. We could talk a bit about where we are in the universe. Everybody still hates Klaus, and I don't get why everybody's so impassioned to hate Klaus because he's just doing his damnedest.
I mean, yes, because at this point, I feel like everybody is very well up to date on his issue, and like they should already know what to do to like deal with him. And yet, at every turn, they're like, oh, well, I hate Klaus, and like we should go against Klaus. And like, why is Klaus mad at us? It's like because you're acting like a jerk.
Because like every 3 days, you suddenly decide, you know what, we need to kill Niklaus.
Yeah, or every time Niklaus wakes up, someone's looking for the white oak dagger or whatever it is. To kill him.
I think after episode 1, Hope is now in the custody of Haley. Because they broke whatever werewolf curse they were under. It was like a reverse werewolf thing where they were wolves all the time, and on the full moon they were humans.
That sucks.
And it was kind of a dumb scene when she decided to take Hope back. Because she's fighting Klaus to kill him or some shit. Like she can kill an original. And she looks over and Hope is just walking by herself unattended on a balcony with baby-sized gaps in the railing.
Right. God.
So it was kind of stupid, but it's fine. I'm warming up to this segment of the Vampire Diaries universe.
Yeah, me too, because no matter what, I still feel very connected to this universe. And I know it's the originals, and like, of course, it's not as good, and like sometimes it is pretty dull, but I can't stop now. I really can't because it's such an investment that there's so much more to be done after the originals too.
Yeah, so, we've got a whole other series following Klaus's daughter.
I know, like, geez.
I am looking forward. We haven't seen her yet, but I'm sure everything will fall into place with the originals when Caroline makes her guest appearances.
I can't wait because that is actually Klaus's one true love. Convinced.
Like she was making a mistake with Stefan. It was always Caroline and Klaus.
Yeah, that whole being with Stefan thing is still awkward to me. Like really bad. Like now that you said it, I just got reminded of it. I'm like, ooh.
It was a choice.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have to do that. They were good friends.
Yeah.
But then when you force them together romantically, just so all your leads all your leads except Bonnie are paired up with someone.
Right. And she should have been with Damon.
Absolutely. Their chemistry was off the charts.
I thought that she would have been with him after all that, because it would have been like a relationship where they like didn't get along and suddenly they were in love, because it would have made sense. That's how it works.
Especially when they were locked in purgatory together.
That's exactly what I mean. Yeah. Because there's nobody else.
Like canonically in the novels, although we won't know for sure because I know L.J. Smith, the actual author of the original Vampire Diaries, is kind of off doing her own like fan fiction of them, ending them on the way she would have ended them.
Nice.
But the official like published series ends with Stefan and Elena together and Bonnie and Damon together.
Yeah.
So we should have had that ending, but for some reason, Julie Plec hates Bonnie and didn't even want Black people on her show. So,
which is absurd. Yeah, because there's just too many white people.
Yeah.
For like it's like even compared to the originals, it's finally getting more diverse, just a little bit, and it's still like not really, where it should be. But shit, those original pairings, that's how it should be. Yes. Yeah. Oh my god.
And especially Elena and Stefan, because they're doppelgangers who were always destined to be together.
Yeah, they're fated to be together. So like I don't care who you love for real, like you're gonna be with Stefan no matter what happens because the universe has foretold it. And then Caroline could just be with Matt or the other guy. I don't care,
Klaus.
anybody else. Or
Yeah.
Klaus. Klaus. Yeah. But before she meets Klaus, she can be with Matt.
Yeah, I thought they were cute together. I know that's controversial, but I thought she and Matt were cute.
Wait, what's controversial about it?
People just don't like Matt for some reason. And it's like,
I love Matt.
He's fine.
He's fucked up because like nobody gives a fuck about him. And now he's just
he's their token human.
He's done so much for them. He tried to like drown himself. And like do all these things, and he lets Bonnie like stop his heart. He like just his body is like a rag doll for them to play with.
Exactly.
And then
so like when
nobody likes him.
When he starts hating vampires, can you blame him when vampires have killed his entire family in town?
Yeah, like there's actually nobody left. Like he's supporting himself by working at the restaurant. I don't even know how that is even working out for him, but yeah. And then he like goes to try to do something with his life, and he's pissed off, and like that's realistically how you should be.
Yes.
So like this is actually a tragedy about Matt. Anyway, he's so cute. I love Matt, but whatever.
Anyway, that's about it for where we are with the originals. We'll keep trudging along, but for now, let's get a movie to review.
Yes, let's pray to Jesus.
This one is one we should have done probably last year or earlier this year. Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight 2. When something horrible happens to the only survivor of a bloody massacre, an insecure rookie cop must overcome his fears to stop further carnage. This movie is Polish and scary.
Yep, you can't have one without the other.
So we did review the first one in this series. And I guess we'll just see if they improved upon the first one. There were a lot of things I enjoyed about the first one and a lot of things I didn't.
Yeah, I'm trying to like look at these pictures from the first one to remind myself of like what the fuck oh yeah, it's that group of kids. Oh, and the man, the big yeah. See, I was getting this confused with the other one where they're in the RV and they crash the RV and then they go to a house.
Yeah, no, this isn't the amazing classic horror story.
Yeah, that's Italian. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Swedish.
Polish.
God damn it. So sorry. But yeah, part 2, I can't wait I hope they do a tiny recap or something in the beginning.
Me too.
Yeah, we'll see how the second one turns out. Sleeps in the Woods got 2 stars on IMDb. It can't be too bad.
It can't be too bad.
No. There's worse ones.
Let's see any other important things we should talk about. To date this episode, Queen Elizabeth is dead.
Yeah, that's so weird because yesterday when I was at work, I get like the New York Times notifications via email of like breaking news.
Aren't we smart?
Well, that's because I get like a free subscription with that campus, but the breaking news thing that was she died yesterday, right?
Yeah, she died yesterday.
Okay, so yesterday like afternoon I got a notification that said the doctors are concerned about Queen Elizabeth's health. And I was like, oh, is she like sick? And then it was like 2 hours later she's dead, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah, so I was following live. I had the BBC pulled up as soon. So what happened was like the full timeline was my time, USA Eastern Standard Time, like at 10 a.m. the Buckingham Palace released the statement that doctors have put her under medical supervision, and then news came out that her other children and William were en route to go be by her side, and then the BBC ceased operations until 6 o'clock, and that's when everybody realized, oh, she's probably dead or about to die, because Operation London Bridge, when the Queen dies, The announcement is made 6 p.m. the evening of her death by the new reigning monarch. And the BBC changes into funeral attire. Parliament starts preparing funeral arrangements. So, and that's pretty much exactly what happened when the BBC started operations again around 4 o'clock to start reporting the news. They were all in funeral attire.
Mm-hmm.
And the newscaster kept saying, well, not that we're expecting a statement from Buckingham Palace, but if there were one to come, it would be very soon.
Very soon, yeah.
And like around 6:30, they officially announced her death. And like the royal family isn't good. They're a parasite, although apparently they make more money than they actually use in tax dollars. So theoretically, Parliament could just say, we're not going to fund you with tax dollars anymore, but we'll let you continue living in your palaces, but let's open them to the public.
Right.
Because the White House is not open to the public. Like you have to buy tickets and you can't get into the West Wing. Mm-hmm. But like you can always, except when there's like a high level terrorist threat, you can always go to the White House, buy a ticket and do an East Wing tour. Yeah. So the fact that they don't do that for Buckingham Palace already is crazy, and it's only open certain times of the year for tourism.
Wow.
And it's bigger than the White House, so they could easily do that. Like what I'm getting at is the monarchy is a parasite on British citizen tax dollars because they do make more money just off tourism dollars.
Wow, yeah. And there's so much that I like didn't realize about the monarchy until she did die. Yeah. And I was on Twitter and I'm like, why is everyone so glad that she's dead? And I was like getting into that.
Like,
and yeah.
I'm not glad she's dead. And I think being glad she's dead is cathartic, but also meaningless because she's dead, but the system that made her is not dead.
Right.
I do think Charles has been very open vocally about modernizing the monarchy. So I think that means a lot of territories within their Commonwealth are finally going to leave the Commonwealth. Mm-hmm. Like Canada is going to probably leave. Australia is probably going to leave. We'll see about the smaller countries. Yeah. Because I don't know if there's like tax benefits or money benefits being a part of the Commonwealth.
Right.
But we are going to see a lot of changes, and Charles has been open about saying he's not going to be the ruler of the faith because the head of the monarchy is also the head of the Church of England. He's saying he's going to be head of all faiths. So his plan is to have like an all faith inclusive coronation, from what I understand. Mm-hmm. So I think for a 73-year-old man, I do think he's going to try and modernize the monarchy and make it more inclusive to whatever that means as a white British man.
Right. Yes, definitely.
And he's going to slim it down. So that means he's probably going to remove a lot of titles from his nieces and nephews. Mm-hmm. We might only see, Kate and William are officially the Prince and Princess of Wales. Mm-hmm. But like fucking Andrew, who's wanted for his creepy shit, he's no longer gonna be, he's not gonna be protected by mommy anymore. And I don't think Charles is gonna protect him. I think he's one of the first to go.
He's over it. Yeah.
Andrew was already stripped of his Royal Highness title. So I feel like Charles isn't gonna give him the same legal protections the Queen was giving him.
Yeah.
But anyway, thinking of all our friends who live in the Commonwealth, and like I'm not mourning the Queen necessarily, I'm more mourning the end of this chapter in global history, because 70 years is a fucking long time, and so many like of our older relatives died only knowing her as the Queen of England.
Right. Yeah. So this is like a very monumental thing. Mm-hmm. That we're living through again.
And it's also like we're never going to live through another ruler sitting on the throne for 70 years. And that's not me saying anything bad about His Royal Majesty. It's me saying he's 73 years old. Elizabeth reigned for 70 years.
Right.
Like, Jesus Christ, that's a long fucking time.
Yeah, that was my next point, was like, well, he's pretty old now. So how long will that last? I don't know.
And I feel like he's actually going to retire. He's not going to die on the throne. He'll rule for like 15 years and
be done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's tired.
And who knows, maybe in like by that time the monarchy will cease to exist. Because it does decline in popularity, and a lot of people were more pro Elizabeth than they are pro monarchy. Right. Which is interesting because I've seen like some terrible things that she did as queen pop back up. But I don't know, it's hard to really know what the queen did versus what she was the mascot for, because the monarchy is just a figurehead position at this point, right? So even if she's not signing off on concentration camps in Kenya, she is like the spokesperson for them.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, that's a dark subject.
Yeah, but anyway, rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. And
yes, 96 years. You can't be too sad about that.
Yeah, she lived a really long time.
Yeah. And the longest ruler in English history, not world history. France still holds that title, and they will for many more years to come. The bastards.
It was French.
All she had to do was live another 21 months to become the longest living monarch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, that's world history for this episode of the Minishow.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, more importantly, Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight Part 2. Didn't even know there was a Part 2 until I popped on the Netflix on the internet today to see about movies to watch. And I was like, hey, we watched this one, but there's a second one. Should we just finish it?
Absolutely.
So pray for us.
I did see it when it first came out, but I just forgot about it.
It's easy to just forget. Like, it's forgettable.
There's so many horror movies coming out now.
You know what is really cool, Sam, is that when I was searching on Google for like a new Netflix horror movies, there was an article that said, like, I think like the 14 best horror movies on Netflix right now. And
that's such a weird number.
Yeah, I think it was 14. And that's why I remember it, because it was like not 15 or like not 10, but it was like a random number. And I was like, okay. And I scrolled through and I was like, okay, we have an episode on this, and then we like have an episode on every single movie that was in this article of all the best horror movies on Netflix. So you guys, we're it. Like, if you're watching the best horror movie on Netflix, you better believe that Sam and I have already watched it and covered it for you. So
I need to go see Barbarian, which is in theaters this week. It's got one of your boys in it.
Barbarian.
What's his name? The Skarsgård with the eyes.
Oh, Bill Skarsgård. He's like Richard Brake is in it, who's better. This guy. Okay, so Bill Skarsgård, he's like one of the low tier Skarsgårds.
Oh, he was though.
He's great because he's a horror guy, so go him. But all the Skarsgårds are actually horror guys in a weird way. My favorite Skarsgård is no, not Alexander. I have to look up all the Skarsgårds. Not Alexander Skarsgård, who we know and love.
I just feel like there's a new one for any genre of movie that's coming out.
Skarsgård, not Alexander.
The dad is he was in Chernobyl.
That's it. So Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah, Stellan.
Yeah, so he's my favorite Skarsgård. I don't know why, but I think whenever he's on the screen, I cannot look away, no matter what movie he's in. He could be in a funny movie, he could be in a scary movie, he could be in a serious movie, he could be in a he could do it all. He was even in that crazy Nymphomaniac movie that was directed by Lars von Trier.
Thank you for reminding me of that, because in our friendship Discord we have a chat that's gone unused for a little while called Shia LaBeouf's penis, where I just share screenshots of Shia LaBeouf's penis.
Is that like the only movie that he's like actually completely naked in?
No, there's been a couple more.
He's just naked a lot. He just doesn't give a fuck, this guy. But you know what? He's come a long way. And he's really made a great name for himself. And he's really separated himself from Disney a lot, which is cool. And I feel like that's hard for people to do. But yeah, so anyway, back to the original point, Barbarian.
Yeah, I should go see that sometime this weekend. Pearl, the prequel to X, comes out next week.
Oh, I saw that, and now I really want to see X. And is X on something that
I don't know? I saw it in theaters, so it's off my radar.
God damn it, X movie. There it is. Watch movie. Oh fuck, it's not free yet. Okay, so we'll see. It'll probably come up soon.
And Twilight is back in theaters this weekend, actually, the whole saga.
Ooh, really?
Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2 on September 11th, which is very fitting because that's Renesmee's birthday.
Oh, really? Is that why they're doing it?
Yep.
Cool. Twilight.
But anyway, that's about all I have this week.
God, well, yeah, so my guy is Richard Brake. So when you go and see Barbarian this weekend or whatever, it's more like my guy, not with the eyes, but with the teeth. Richard Brake. This guy. Okay, so I'll send you this picture, and then you'll know who I mean. So he's a horror guy too. Anyway, that's all I have to say about. I don't think I have anything more to add.
I have nothing.
Been busy with school and work and stuff, and I'm gonna get back on top of the originals, I promise. Now that it is in our Google Drive, it's much more accessible.
Yes.
Do whatever I want. Okay, cool.
All right.
Can't wait to watch Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight Part 2, you guys.
Yeah, it'll be a great time.
Okay, we'll talk to you next time, you guys. Bye.
Bye.
I love the creepy dog.